So first year, this is the second part of the second lecture. In the previous part, we had discussed about the subordinating conjunctions and some examples of the complex sentence. Now we are going to focus on the structure of a complex sentence. How we just form the complex sentence. We have to follow some structures. We have to follow some rules. What are they? Look, dependent clause plus independent clause, comma splits the clause. If the dependent clause comes the first and then comes the independent clause, then we are going to use the comma to split the clauses. And if the independent clause comes first and then comes the dependent clause, then we are not going to use this comma to split the clauses. It would be more clear from the example. Look, having a party is a bad idea because neighbors will complain. Here the first one is a independent one and the second one is a dependent clause. Because second one is a dependent clause, it is started with a subordinating conjunction, and that is because. Having a party is a bad idea and because the neighbors will complain. These are the two clauses. First one is independent, second one is dependent. Here look at the structure. Independent clause plus dependent clause. Then we are not going to use the commas to split the clauses. So here we didn't use any comma. यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं हमने कोई comma यूज नहीं किया. हमने किया कि दोनों clauses को आपस में जोड़ दिए. यहाँ पे subordinating conjunction जो helper था, लेकिन इसके अलावा हमने कोई भी punctuation mark यूज नहीं किया. Now look at the next example. Because my coffee was too hot, I heated it in the microwave. So can we recognize which is the verb clause or main clause and which one is the dependent clause? First one is the dependent clause. So how could you recognize? From the word because. Because is a subordinate conjunction, so it means that is a subordinate clause. Because the subordinate conjunctions introduces the subordinate clauses. I heated it in the microwave. It is a verb clause or a main clause or a matrix clause or an independent clause because it is having the subject and the verb combination and it is conveying the full meaning. But the first one is dependent clause or a subordinate clause because it is depending on the second one for its full meaning, and it is not conveying its full meaning. And structure, we were just discussing about the structure. Look at the first structures. Dependent clause plus independent clause, comma splits the clause. Here it is coming, the dependent clause is coming the first and then coming the dependent clause. Then we are going to use the comma to split the clauses. Here dependent clause was coming the first, so we use the comma after that, and then we added the independent clause. So that is about the structure. If dependent clause comes first and then the independent, then we use the comma. And if independent clause comes first and then comes the dependent clause, then we do not use comma to split the clauses. You have to just remember this thing. You should also be aware that the complex sentences can contain more than one dependent clause. Here are some more examples of those types of complex sentences. अब हमने इसकी जो बेसिक डेफिनेशन पढ़ी थी उसमें पढ़ा था उसके अंदर क्या होता है, वन इंडिपेंडेंट क्लॉज होता है और एटलीस्ट क्या होता है हमारे पास वन डिपेंडेंट क्लॉज होता है, लेकिन इसके अंदर वन से ज़्यादा भी क्या हो सकते हैं, हमारे पास डिपेंडेंट क्लॉजेस हो सकते हैं. इसकी एग्जाम्पल देखिए. Because I was often late and since I was always forgetting things, I was regarded as a scatterbrain by my friends. So can you recognize and identify which clauses are the dependent one and which one is the independent clause? Look, first two are the subordinate clauses or adverb clauses because they are starting with the subordinate conjunction. First one is starting with the because, that is a subordinate conjunction. Second one is also starting with the since, that is also the subordinate conjunction. Because I was often late, then what? And since I was forgetting things, that is, these both are not conveying the full meaning. That is depending on the third one for their full meaning. Look at the third one. I was regarded as a scatterbrain by my friend. That is the independent clause. Scatterbrain क्या होता है, जो लक्कड़ होता है ना उसे हम क्या बोलते हैं, स्कैटरब्रेन बोलते हैं. जैसे बातें भूल जाती हैं, तो वो क्या करता था, लेट आता था और उसने चीज़ों को भी भूलना शुरू कर दिया था. तो उसके दोस्तों ने उसे क्या बुलाना शुरू कर दिया, उन्हें स्कैटरब्रेन बनाना शुरू कर दिया. तो आई वॉज रिकॉर्डेड एज अ स्कैटरब्रेन बाय माई फ्रेंड. दैट इज द कंप्लीट सेंटेंस. इट डजंट नीड एनीथिंग else for its full meaning. So first two clauses are depending on the third one, that is the independent clause. So this is the example of the complex sentence that consists of two dependent clauses and one independent Now, it's a time to discuss about the compound complex. What is a compound complex? A compound complex sentence is the one with at least two independent clauses and at least one dependent clause. अब इसमें क्या आता है, हमारे पास two independent clauses है और at least one dependent clause है. हमने क्या किया था, कम्प्लेक्स में डिस्कस किया था, उसके पास हमारे पास आ रहे थे दो डिपेंडेंट आ रहे थे और वन इंडिपेंडेंट आ रहा था. यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा रूल चेंजेस के अंदर क्या होते हैं, दो हमारे पास इंडिपेंडेंट आ रहे हैं और वन हमारे पास डिपेंडेंट आ रहा है. Look at the example. Cat doesn't like cartoons because they are loud, so she doesn't watch them. Can you recognize, can you identify the clauses which are there? Which one is the dependent and which one is the independent? Do not forget the names. That independent clauses also having the name of matrix, main, and the verb clause. And the dependent clauses also having the name of adverb clause or a subordinate clause. Okay. This sentence. Cat doesn't like cartoons because they are loud, so she doesn't watch them. This sentence has two independent clauses and one dependent clause. The dependent clause, because they are loud, cannot stand on its own as complete sentence because it is starting with a subordinating conjunction. Because they are loud. What are loud? So what if they are loud? So what? So it is not conveying its full meaning. That is a dependent one. As you probably have figured out the independent clauses. What are they? Cat doesn't like cartoons. Cat को cartoons पसंद नहीं है. And she doesn't watch them. ये एक पूरी statement है. They are conveying their full meaning and they can stand as the complete sentences on their own. So this sentence was having the two independent clauses and one dependent clause. Look at the next one. She likes to sleep in, but she cannot get up early if she has work. Just identify that. The first one, she likes to sleep in. That is a complete. She can get up early. That is also the statement. That is a complete one. That they both are having the subject and the verb combination and the subject and the predicate both. And we join them with the help of a coordinator. Look at the third one. If she has work. If she has work. That is a dependent. If she has work, then what? It is not conveying its full meaning. That is a dependent one and first two are the independent clauses. So third one is depending on the first two for their complete meaning, for its complete meaning. Even though she was tired, Abby knew she had to finish the race and she ran to meet her team. Here the first one is a subordinate clause because it is starting at the even. That is a coordinating conjunction and Abby knew she had to finish the race. That is a complete on its own. She ran to meet her team. That is also a complete sentence. It is conveying its full meaning. Here, these two that are highlighted with the green ink is the independent clauses, are the independent clauses, and the one that is in the white color, that is a subordinate clause because it is not conveying its full meaning. So that was about the types of sentences. These are a little bit complex and sometimes we forget the rules. If you make the practice, then you are not going to forget. Just remember the points, then it will be easy for you. Now it's a time to discuss about the question answers. I have said to you that you have to read this chapter by yourself, then we will discuss the question answer. Now it's a time to discuss the question answer. In your book, there are the three parts of the question answer. First one is recalling, second one is interpreting, and the third one is extending question. First, we will discuss about the recalling questions. Okay, what is the young seagull afraid of? Young seagull को किस चीज से डर लग रहा था? He was afraid of making an attempt to fly with his sibling. उसे किस चीज का डर था? वो अपने बहन भाइयों के साथ उड़ने से उसे डर लग रहा था, फ्लाई करने से, पहली कोशिश से डर लग रहा था. He was afraid of falling and hurting himself. तो किस चीज से afraid था? वो गिरने से और एक हर्ट हो जाने से क्या लग रहा था? उसे डर लग रहा था. Actually, he gets frightened when he takes a run forward to the edge of the ledge and tries to flap his wing. The vast stretch of the sea and its density scares him. Since he is doubtful about the strength of his wings, so he bends his head and runs back to the hole where he had slept the night before. अब क्या था? वो कोशिश करता है, लेकिन उसे क्या होता है? अपनी स्ट्रेंथ पे यकीन ही नहीं था. मैंने आप थीम जब डिस्कस किया था तो हमने क्या है, सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस होना चाहिए आपके अंदर, सेल्फ बिलीव भी होना चाहिए और आपके अंदर इतना इनकरेज भी होना चाहिए, करेज होना चाहिए कि आप क्या कर सकें, अपना कोई भी काम स्टार्ट कर सकें. तो उसके पास ये सारी चीज़ें नहीं थी जिसकी वजह से वो अपनी फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट नहीं कर पा रहा था. तो कहते हैं Why don't his parents, his brothers and the sister give him a boat? Why? And his mother didn't give him food. उसे क्यों नहीं दिया था उसने food? Because she was trying to motivate him and she was successful in her task. Look at the answer. His brothers, sisters and the mother don't give him food because they want him to learn to fly. वो क्या चाहते थे कि वो उड़ना सीख जाए. They want to teach him the lesson that he needs to struggle and take the initiative of learning to fly in order to obtain food. वो उसे क्या सिखाना चाह रहे थे कि उसे स्ट्रगल करनी पड़ेगी, उसे इनिशिएटिव लेना पड़ेगा ताकि वो क्या करे, फ्लाई करना सीखे और खुद अपने लिए अपना फूड ऑब्टेन करे. So they ignored him completely and do not leave anything for him to eat deliberately. उन्होंने क्या किया, उसे जानबूझ के अकेला छोड़ दिया था और उसके पास कोई खाने की चीज़ नहीं छोड़ी थी. It seems that they are very cruel, but actually they love him and their act is in the favor of the seagull. How? When seagull doesn't find anything to eat, the struggle to eat, he struggles to reach them. जब उसे कुछ खाने का नहीं मिला तो उसने क्या किया, स्ट्रगल किया और उन तक पहुंचने की कोशिश की. So that's why they were not giving food. What does his mother do to force him to fly? उसकी मदर ने क्या किया उसे फ्लाई करने के लिए? याद है आपको कुछ हमने समरी में डिस्कस किया था. Simple thing. The seagull's mother is very wise and she guides him to fly in order to obtain food for himself. How she guides? She tears away the fish into the pieces with the help of her beak in the front of him and she flies across to him with it. क्या करती है, उसके सामने ही अपनी beak से क्या करती है, फिश को पीसेस में कन्वर्ट करती है, चेंज करती है और उसके सामने ही लेके घूमना शुरू कर देती है. The sight of the food frustrates him and he remembers how he loved scraping his food with his beak in the same way. उसे याद आता है कि किस तरीके से वो भी इस तरह स्क्रैप किया करता था, इतना अच्छा लगता था उसे खाना. His mother comes close to him but does not go near her. उसके करीब जाती बट इतने करीब भी नहीं जाती कि वो फूड इसलिए. The seagull is maddened by the hunger so much that he makes an effort to catch the food and he dives at the fish. वो इतना भूख से पागल हो चुका था कि उसने क्या किया, एक छलांग से लगा दी अपनी फिश के ऊपर अटैक करने के लिए. In this way the seagull mother forces him to fly. जब उसने छलांग लगाई तो उसने क्या करना शुरू कर दिया, उड़ना शुरू कर दिया. तो इसकी इस तरीके से उसकी मदर ने उसकी हेल्प की उड़ने. What does he feels when he finally flaps his wings and finds that he is not falling? तो उसे कैसा फील हुआ था? When he flaps his wing and finds that he is not falling, he feels that his all fears about making his first flight were groundless and baseless. जब उसने फर्स्ट फ्लाइट की तो उसे लगा था मैं तो एम ही डर रहा था, जैसे कहते हैं ना, तो एम ही डर रहा था. He is no longer afraid, although he feels a bit dizzy. Yet he moves his wing and lies upward very confidently. उसे थोड़े चक्कर आए लेकिन उसे क्या हुआ, फिर उसने अपने विंग्स को मूव करना शुरू किया और कॉन्फिडेंटली वो ऊपर की तरफ उसने उड़ान भरी. He enjoys the first flight of his life, enjoy करता है, so much that he flaps his wing again and utters a joyous scream. Again and again उसने विंग्स को क्या किया, फ्लैप किया और उसने एक जॉय को, मतलब एक खुशी की, जिसे कहते हैं ना, चीख की आवाज़ वो उसने ना. Now, interpreting question. What is the significant about the bird's first flight? ये interpreting questions होते हैं कि आपने interpret करना होता है answers, ठीक है. The significant thing about the bird's first flight is that having the feeling of fear and the anxiety before the beginning of any new task is natural, but the real challenge is to confront the situation and conquer one's fears. अब हम इसका सिग्निफिकेंस क्या है, इसकी अहमियत क्या है कि लाइफ में कोई भी काम स्टार्ट करने से पहले आपको एंजाइटी भी होती है, आपको डर भी लग रहा होता है, बट हमारा असल चैलेंज क्या होता है, हमने सारे डर को, जो भी हमारे एंजाइटी से, इनको फेस करना है और कंकर को, हम जब फियर्स को हम कंकर करते हैं ना, तो उसके आगे हमारे लिए क्या होती है, अचीवमेंट होती है. एक सिंपल सी एग्जाम्पल देती हूँ, जैसे कि अब हम ये नया टास्क शुरू करने जा रहे हैं ऑनलाइन क्लासेस का, तो डिफरेंट तरह के फियर्स भी हैं सबको कि हमने कभी काम नहीं किया, हम कैसे करेंगे, हमें तो नहीं करना आ रहा, लेकिन अपने फियर्स को हमने क्या करना है, कंट्रोल करना है, तो उसके बाद ही तो हम कुछ कर सकेंगे. लाइक द सीगल, वंस अ पर्सन मस्टर्स up the courage to initiate a new task, he may encounter the obstacle and the difficulties, but the fears are usually found out to be self-created and baseless. लेकिन हमने जो भी fears होते हैं वो हमने खुद से क्रिएट किए, ऐसा किया तो ऐसा हो जाएगा, नहीं तो मैं तो हार जाऊंगा, मैं तो फेल हो जाऊंगा, मेरा तो काम नहीं होने वाला. ये जो हम खुद भी जो बातें करते हैं हमने खुद से बनाए होते हैं. जस्ट एज अ सीगल हू इज ओवरजॉयड बाय द एंड ऑफ द स्टोरी. सीगल भी ऐसे ही डर रहा था, लेकिन जब उसने एंड में खुश हो जाता है. वी कैन एंजॉय द रियल लाइफ, fun of life only when we accept the challenges and not surrender to them. हम भी अपनी लाइफ के जो तभी एंजॉय कर सकते हैं जब हम क्या करें, चैलेंजेस को एक्सेप्ट कर लें और उनके आगे चैलेंजेस को कंकर कर लें, ना कि उनके आगे हम हार मान जाए. Thank you so much. In the next lecture